Hello, it's me again. Yep, that true nature kind of guy. I can imagine people are just like, oh, enough about true nature for the love of whoever. So, hey, I do want to talk more about true nature, but I want to talk about it because the more I do these videos, I want to make sure that people understand what I'm talking about. That you hear me talk about true nature a lot, and even though I know with absolute certainty what it is, and I've got crystal clarity about it, I always have to remember that I get you for, I don't know, 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how long-winded I am and what shows up in these videos. So I've got to be conscious about how you hear what I'm saying. And so I want to expand on the knowing and the understanding about true nature, the who, what we really are. And I want to do that because I want you to get to a place of knowing like I have gotten to. And I want you to know that true nature is not some airy fairy or cosmic thing. Trust me, when people would start talking to me years ago about spirituality and what most people will consider contemporary spirituality or new age thinking, it's all terminology that really is irrelevant because the truth is the truth. I mean, when whatever label that you want to put on it, if a person is willing to explore what they really are, they'll know it. It's not a belief. It's not something that they've been told or something that they hope is true or have faith in that it's true. When a person puts themselves in a position to explore it and really become really curious about it, they'll get to a place of knowing. And that place of knowing is so powerful that it'll change your life forever. Because most of us have been conditioned to believe that, yeah, we hope it's true or we have faith it's true. But the truth about that is there's really no truth or power in hoping for something or having faith in something. There's an extreme amount of power when you explore it enough and explore it until the end where you get to a place of knowing. And with that knowing, you feel it within every fiber of your being. So that's what I'm attempting to get you and millions, if not billions of people to. Not here to convince you of it. I'm here to encourage you and ask you to explore it so that you know it firsthand. So, in this video, I want you to understand that true nature, the who, what, you, we really are, it's not something that is so far out there that it just gets weird or it's crazy talk or it's a conspiracy theory, any of those other nonsense ideas or beliefs that will convince you that it's not true. Because you will and can get to a place that you experience this firsthand. And that's what I want for you. So, I was having dinner with a couple friends of mine that I hadn't seen for about 6 months. And prior to that, I was just getting into the deepest meditation that I've ever been in. And it was a 7-month meditation. And they had seen things within me and how I was acting, what I was talking about. Just my whole being was totally different than what they had experienced before this. And so when we had dinner last night, they saw an even bigger shift within me. And they couldn't believe the difference. And I explained to them, well, it's because I've become aware of the answer to everything, the answer that gives a person and a world the love, joy, happiness, peace, and abundance that is available to them. And really, it's the only way that happens. And so they just couldn't believe the shift and the expansion and the different way of being that I was being. And of course, they wanted to know more. And they wanted to know how they could get to where I am now. And so I was having these conversations with them, and I said, well, everybody's journey is different. And I told them, I said, look, my journey really started about 13 years ago, consciously about 13 years ago. But it expedited the past 7 months because I was in the deepest meditation that I'd ever been in my entire life. To be honest with you, prior to that, I may have meditated a half a dozen times in my entire life. And so I told them, I said, look, that's where things really started changing or shifting or expanding. And it was in coming out of a meditation one morning where everything came together. And I had one of those holy shit moments, like, that's the answer. That's the answer that we've all been searching for. And it was this amazing moment where I reenacted in the restaurant, and I'm just sitting there just dumbfounded. And they're like, oh my God, I can totally see and experience that, what you went through. So I told them, I said, well, remember, everybody's journey is going to be different. But if I had to tell you or anyone where to start, I would ask you to start with the simple question of, am I aware? Which means, am I conscious? Am I here? Do I exist? And your mind will want to go into, am I aware of what? Do I exist where? Am I conscious of what? Because your mind needs something to identify with that's objective. It's finite. It has a beginning and an end. That's how the mind works. It's the only way the mind works. And so your mind will initially start going into aware of what? Conscious of what? It's so fun. But the question is, are you aware? Not aware of something or conscious of something. It's, are you aware? And when you can get to a place where you can answer that question, yeah, I'm aware. I'm here. I'm conscious that I'm here. That's the first step, because it's that awareness that you start exploring much deeper. And it's that awareness that allows you to start asking the deeper questions. And you'll get to a point where you can say, I am aware. And now that you know that you're aware, that you're conscious, now start exploring the I am part of I am aware. Because it's within that I am and that awareness where things start getting really, really magical. And it's where you start understanding and start seeing the knowing of who, what we really are. Because that I am, it's the ever-present awareness that we are. And it's the same awareness that was the primary experience of you, me, all of us, every human being that has ever lived, every human being that is currently living, and every human being that will ever live. It's our primary experience of I am. I am aware. I am conscious. And so when you get to that level, you're asking some pretty amazing questions. And you do this in meditation. Don't just systematically ask these questions. Do it in a place of meditation where your mind can relax. You can start falling back into your true nature just inadvertently, naturally. And you won't even realize that you're doing it, but you're in a place of peace and quietness and stillness that allows this process to naturally happen. What happens is you naturally fall back into the who, what you really are, which is your true nature. So as you start exploring the I am of I am aware, even more magic starts happening. even more awareness starts coming up. You'll start asking the deeper questions. You'll start exploring deeper. It's a blast. It's freaking amazing. But then what I ask people to do is, now that you've explored the I am, start exploring the I that I am. And that is where the magic happens on a level that your mind can't even comprehend. Because it is that I that we truly are that allows us, okay, not this mind body, to have all the love, joy, happiness, peace, and abundance. Because it is that I that not only makes us everything one, it is also that I that is ever present, that I that has no limits, no boundaries. It is that I that is pure love, that is abundance, that is happiness, that is joy. It is everything. So when you're ready for that, and you really want to experience what I am speaking of and will continue to speak of all over the world, which is the true nature of who and what we are, when you're ready to take that journey and understand, it's getting to a place of experiencing it firsthand where you know that, holy shit, what I really am is love, joy, happiness, peace, and abundance. And you'll get to a place of knowing that this mind body that we have been conditioned to believe is really us, is not us, and not even close to us. What we really are at our absolute true nature is so magical and so extraordinary that words can't even come close to describing. So please understand, when you hear me talking about true nature, it is not some cosmic, airy fairy, far out idea. It is something that you can absolutely experience firsthand. And if there's anything that I can give you or anyone in this world, it is this knowing, or the guidance to get to this knowing, so that you can finally have the life that you truly desire and certainly deserve. There's no better gift that I could ever give you or anybody than the gift of what you really are. I mean, how much better of a Christmas present could that be? So, again, true nature is not some airy fairy, cosmic, far out there idea. It is something that we already are. We just have to move back towards it. So with that being said, stay well.